Hey everyone, welcome back. This spring, we are digging into how you can build a garden that's truly resilient and pest resistant. We're going to show you how to shift your whole strategy from just reacting to pest problems to actually preventing them before they can even get started. You know the feeling, right? You spend weeks prepping the soil, planting, watering, only to walk out one morning and see your hard work has turned into a buffet for some uninvited guests. It is so frustrating, but what if you could build a kind of natural fortress around your plants? The core idea here is really a total mindset shift. Instead of reaching for a spray bottle after you see the damage, we're going to focus on building a garden that can pretty much defend itself proactively. So here's our game plan. We're going to build this defense system layer by layer. We'll start with a super healthy foundation. Then we'll add some physical barriers, recruit a natural army of allies, and finish up with a low-risk response plan for any pests that manage to sneak through. You know, the single most powerful tool in your shed isn't a chemical spray. It's a thriving garden ecosystem. A healthy garden creates healthy plants, and healthy plants are just way less likely to get hit by pests and diseases in the first place. And this isn't just some casual gardening tip, it's an actual expert-backed strategy called Integrated Pest Management, or IPM. It's all about using preventative natural solutions first and saving the chemical-heavy artillery as a genuine last resort. So our first layer of defense is all about what experts call cultural controls. It sounds fancy, but it really just means shaping your garden environment to be a paradise for your plants and kind of a nightmare for pests. Pest prevention starts way before you even see a single pest. Simple stuff like enriching your soil, watering correctly, and cleaning up old plant debris that gets rid of food and shelter for insects and diseases, and that early spring pruning, it's not just for looks, it improves air circulation that is absolutely critical for reducing fungal risks. This is one of the oldest tricks in the book for a reason. Pests that just love your tomatoes will hang out in the soil all winter, just waiting for you to plant more tomatoes in that exact same spot. So, by rotating your plant families, you break that pest life cycle. A simple rule is don't plant a potato where you just had a tomato, or don't plant a squash where you just had a cucumber. Alright, our second layer of defense, physical barriers. Think of these as your garden's literal walls and fences, physically stopping pests before they ever get a chance to reach your plants. And these solutions are just brilliantly simple. A lightweight row cover keeps those pesky cabbage moths off your broccoli. Tying small bags around young apples stops apple maggots in their tracks, and a simple cardboard collar around a seedling. It's like an impenetrable wall for a cutworm. This quote just nails it. It shows why barriers are so powerful. They're proactive, they're non-chemical, and they stop the problem before it even starts. You're not fighting an investigation, you're preventing one from ever happening in the first place. Of course, the battle isn't just happening above ground. For burrowing pests like gophers and voles, an underground barrier is key. You've basically got two main options. Hardware cloth, that's the classic tough metal mesh, and then there are these more modern shoe-proof fabric barriers that are a bit more flexible and usually easier to install. Now, for the really fun part, our third layer of defense involves recruiting some allies. Your garden is full of good bugs that are natural predators of the pests you're trying to get rid of. Okay, check this out, it's a perfect example. We all know the adult ladybug, but its larval stage, that spiky little alligator-looking creature. That's the real hero. These larvae are absolute aphid-devouring machines. They keep those pest populations in check long before they become a huge problem. So how do you get more of these little allies? Well, you plant what they like to eat. Think of it as rolling out the welcome mat. By mixing in herbs and flowers like cilantro, dill, and marigolds throughout your garden, you give them the food and shelter they need to stick around and thrive. And don't let the delicate, pretty looks of this adult lacewing fool you. Its larval stage is so ferocious when it comes to hunting aphids that it's actually earned the nickname the aphid lion. And just like with ladybugs, you can attract lacewings by planting specific flowers. You'll even notice some overlap on this list. Plants like dill and cosmos pop up again. So planting a diverse mix of these is a fantastic way to recruit a whole team of bodyguards for your garden. So you've built a strong foundation, you've put up your barriers, and you've recruited an army. But what happens when a few determined pests make it through anyway? Well, that brings us to our final layer, a targeted, low-risk response. When you do need to spray, you have safer options than the traditional stuff. Let's compare two common ones. Insecticidal soap kills soft-bodied pests on contact, but it's non-selective, which means it can harm any insect it touches. Neem oil is different. It's systemic, so the plant absorbs it. This actually makes it more selective and way safer for your beneficial insect allies. When you're using any kind of treatment, especially dormant oils on fruit trees, timing is absolutely crucial. This quote explains exactly why you can't just spray whenever you feel like it. You have to wait until early spring when the insects are waking up and actively breathing, otherwise the oil is less effective. Remember this number: for dormant oil to be safe for your trees and effective against pests, the temperature needs to be at least 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and it has to stay above freezing for a full 24 hours after you spray. Timing and temperature are everything. You take just one thing away from all of this, let it be this. By focusing on soil health, biodiversity, and these smart preventative layers, you create a garden that is strong, resilient, and for the most part can actually defend itself. So as you head out into the garden this season, think about these layers. Are you going to start a crop rotation plan? Maybe plant some fennel to attract those lacewings, or finally install those underground barriers. Whatever you choose, building your garden's defense system starts right now. Thank you for watching.